you give us your take on Tim Duncan in the overtime, playing with the 5 fouls and doing what he did in the team?
Well, obviously, he basically took over for us in that overtime, scoring-wise. Did a great job. Just took it upon himself to, be aggressive, and it helped us win.
Coach just talked about a Grizzlies run at the end of the fourth. What kind of unravel for you guys?
Well, sometimes your worst nightmare is a big lead. And it's tough to keep leads, oftentimes. We were fortunate in game one to be able to do it, and tonight we weren't able to do it. They're a heck of a basketball team, and they're not going to give in, my God. But in the third and fourth quarters, they did a better job than we did. 50-50 balls, executing offense. And I thought while we turned it over, we also fell into a lot of poor shots, end of clock. And that allowed them to get back into the game.
The first half, discussed your defense in the first half, maybe as good as we've seen in the playoffs. The sequence of the 6 shots, 3 blocks by Tim, 1 by Kawhi.
Well, we did a very good job defensively in the first half. Second half, it was relatively average, but there's no stop until you get a board, until you get the 50-50 ball or a board, and they got them all. They did a great job of that.
Coach, is there anything different they did on Tony? He had 16 assists through 3, and then it just kind of...
No, Tony's, he's learned to take what's offered, between scoring and assists. He moved the ball well, and I don't know what he ended up with, 15 or 16. I didn't see I can't see this. I don't have any glasses.
Coach, what did you do defensively that was different in the fourth quarter that allowed you to make that comeback?
We were just scratching and clawing. I mean, it wasn't nothing that we were doing differently. We did better in the pick and rolls. We did better at getting out the shooters, and then they missed some shots on the perimeter.
Coach, from your viewpoint, what Tony did through the first 3 quarters, Tony Parker, what did you see in his decision-making, creating mismatches?
He's a Hall of Fame guard, people. I mean, he's been around, and he's done great things in his career. And he just controlled the pace and got in the paint, found open guys. I mean, the pass he made to Duncan on the bounce pass as he went baseline, looked like he was going to shoot, and he bounced pass. I mean, that's Hall of Fame plays. And, we battled him, though, and we wound up being in the game. I mean, we played against a lot of great players all year long. And, you just have to go out and compete against them the best you can and try to limit some things and find a way to win.
Coach, Zach has had his struggles. What did you see from him in the fourth quarter that's encouraging moving forward?
Well, we were playing so much faster and not just trying to go to Zach, and he found himself with the ball in good position a few times. And he made some. He missed one bucket, and Tony, I think it was Tony or Q, had the rebound, and it rimmed in and rimmed out. I mean, that was a tie game again.
Coach, how are you feeling after this one about your team going back home?
Well, I can be comfortable with the team. I mean, we lost. We're down 0-2, but we played like us again. We were, we just have to find a way to score earlier so that they don't get out on us as far as they do, and we have to battle back. But we battle back. We go into fourth quarter, we're down 12, and then next thing you know, we're playing, and we got it inside 10, and next thing you know, we're tied up.
Obviously, you guys got some wins against them in the regular season, but was there a little confidence booster maybe at the end of the game? Like, okay.
But this is how we play. Yeah. I mean, we don't. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. But game one was just an aberration. I mean, we've been blown out during the season as well. It's just one loss, and we come back, and we got back to being us, and we just have to keep getting better, and that's the goal. Every game get better. We were better tonight than we were first game. We got to be better next game and better the next game, and just we got to get a win while we're getting better and get stronger as the series goes on.
Tim, talk about your guys' work and what you did down in the paint with 12 block shots and limiting them on second chance points.
Well, this whole series is kind of about that what's going to happen in the paint, their physicality on the board, their ability to get to that offensive glass and score points in that situation. We're going to continue to contest shots down there and see what we can come up with. We need to do a better job of kind of limiting those offensive boards. But all in all, I thought we did a pretty decent job. Our guards are doing a great job of getting in there and getting those kind of long rebounds as we battle with Zach and Marc in there. We still give up, 10 offensive rebounds to both those big guys, but their ability to convert after they got them, I think we did a pretty good job of that.
Tim, what was your assessment of the fourth quarter?
They made a run, and we got ourselves in a pretty decent position where we play well for 3 quarters. They make a run in the last quarter and turn their defensive intensity up a little bit. They get some balls to bounce their way. Zach gets an N1 or 2, so it's just kind of how the flow went, and it kind of went their way. I hate that we gave up that big of a lead in that situation, but resilient enough to go to overtime and not let it affect us and get a win there.
Tim, your offense was big in the overtime. Were you looking for your shot, or was it just what they were giving you?
It was just what was there more than anything. I think the first one I got, I just kind of caught and went, and I guess it was the fact that he had 5 fouls. I kind of had a bit of an easier route to the basket. I thought for sure I was going to get hit in the hit at that point, and then just kind of crashed on the offensive board. Got a lucky one the second time, and so it was just it wasn't that I was looking for it. It was just what was there.
Tony had 18 assists, including, I think, the one on your final basket and overtime. Talk about the job he did distributing the ball.
He was unbelievable, and I know he's exhausted. We asked a lot of him. He was controlling the ball every time down the floor, and he was making every right play there was. He was finding people, and people were knocking out shots for him. So a lot of credit to him, a lot of credit to just keeping it up for that long and continue to do it for that long, to have 18 assists and then ask him to score, ask him to defend Conley and all those things. He's been great.
Tim, you didn't get too many days off between games in the last series, and kind of a quick turnaround after the end of the Golden State series to the start of this one. How important is it to get 3 days off now between tonight and Game 3?
That's huge. It's huge. We need it. Coming off the last series, how physical this series is, the minutes some like Tony's playing, some of the guys are playing. It's huge for us. We'll need this time. We'll use it wisely. We'll be refreshed. Obviously, we're going into hostile territory in Memphis, and we know that they will use this time to change a bunch of things and watch this game and see right where they did well, especially in that second half. And it'll be a much tougher game going into Memphis, but we'll definitely use this time off to re-energize.
Tim, at the end of that fourth quarter with the flagrant foul, did you see anything there? Any comment on that, on what happened in that play?
Yeah, it's such a weird play. I know it's a tough play for the officials. I think Tony just tried to sell it more than anything. But I guess the ruling is if he's in a vulnerable position and they feel that it's excessive, then it's a flagrant. But I thought Manu did the right thing and tried to prevent the layup, and you just let the referees call what they have to call.
A lot of frustration, a lot of bad body language on you guys. How did you get through that and punch your way back into the game?
We finally got stops. In the fourth quarter, and we were able to make a couple shots and got back into the game. But when you gotta fight all that way to get back into the game, it takes a lot. And you gotta be more. You gotta execute better down the stretch. You gotta make. You gotta think of the game a little more on both ways to beat a team like that.
Marc, what are your thoughts now? I'm sure you're disappointed with the loss, but do you feel like there was something you saw there that makes you more confident the rest of the way, as opposed to game
we got
one?
better. We played better than we played first game, even though we lost. And we were more Memphis Grizzlies. We were more us, especially in the second half. First half, we started playing good, but then we got away, and we got to scramble offensively. We started running offense, and they took advantage of that. They ran at us. They got easy buckets. They got hot too from the three, and but second half I think we play more our basketball. We shared the ball better. We moved the ball. We attacked, and of course everything looked better when you make shots.
Marc, did you feel like in the second half when you had Quincy and Jared and Mike and yourself and Zach in there that unit found something offensively?
I don't know who was on the court, but what mattered is we got back into the game because we got stops. If you don't stop that team and they score 100 and some points like they were in the pace to do, you have no chance. You have no chance. So you got to get stops, get rebounds, and be able to run. Offensively, of course we can play better. Of course we should play better. But if you don't get stops, we just don't play that way. We don't have that firepower to score 120 points against this team.
Marc, can you talk about the offensive rebounds? You had a 19-4 advantage on the offensive glass, but only had 8 second chance points.
I'll take that. I'll take the hustle and the effort. They had a lot of block shots. I thought some of them, especially the second quarter, in that action that everybody just tried to throw the ball up to the basket. I think it was 4 or 5 in there that we should have brought back. I think we had a full shot clock, but that's just the play. Everybody's trying to score. Everybody's trying to help the team. So I'm not mad at nobody for that. So, good effort.
Time for 2 more.
It's still early in the series, but how crucial is getting a win in the next one?
It's always crucial. It's playoff. I mean, it was crucial tonight. It was crucial first game. Every game matters a lot. Every game means a lot. And but you can only play one game at a time.
Yeah.
I mean, you cannot get too far. You can get too low. You can get too high. You got to play one game. That's all you can do. Play the next game and try to win it. Everything else, it just does not matter. There's nothing you can do about it. You got to play the next game, play it to the fullest. Be us. We're gonna have our crowd behind us, and we can wait for that. And win that one.
Marc, what was the most frustrating aspect of the first half to you?
Good question. Good question. They were getting easy stuff, and that always frustrates a defensive team like us. We were breaking down too easily. They were picking us apart. They were getting to the paint and kicking the ball and driving and kicking, kind of until they found the shot they wanted to take. And a couple of times they ran at us and they scored some top baskets. But it's a great team. We got to give them credit. They do what they do, and they really go for a reason. But we got to take some stuff away in order to be able to beat them.